of 5 8s. I know you might have been hearing 888, but it's really 5 8s that are encoded in this. So it's charged in change. For those who know what the number 5 is, peace, love, and light. Welcome in. I am Celestial Earth, and we are taking in this energy and information from the celestials into the earth. Cosmic Earth 144, this 144 chosen of the chosen few. This is who I come here to share what information I can share with you. So, yes, it's in the wee hours, depending on what state you stay in, but in Eastern time, this is the wee hours. After I was done with my meeting, I took a little break and then decided to come on and share what 888 information I could share with you all. What has been happening in the 88 Lions Gateway, what has been happening in the halls of Amenti, where we have been shattering mirrored, distorted mirrors, one distortion at a time. This is what we do in the hallway. It is a movement of consciousness, y'all. And what came through during this work is also recognizing that the cosmic, like the activation that you get on the 8-8, like this is not a gift bag. A lot of people, like I see so many, I see what I call it, like 8-8 gate, 8-8 Lions Gate paraphernalia. Like there's so much of it. There's so many. It just floods your timeline because everybody just wants to jump in on it and either cash in on it or it's clickbait, whatever you want to call it. And not everybody is in alignment with the true assignment of the 8-8 Lions Gate. And this is why we got to use our discernment. There are some people that are tapping in and you just putting it on anything. Not everybody has your best interest for your soul at heart. Some people are just jumping on, and this, this may be all that they know. But there's a lot that when I see them talking about abundance, oh, go get your abundance, like you got an abundance grab bag to go get. This is not about just grabbing your abundance. And it's not the abundance that you think. It's about understanding the infinite existence. The 8, when you turn it on the side, is an infinity sign. All right. Ashe, Ashe. Sending you lots and lots of love on the day of transition to support you in this transition time. This transition is it's funny that you would say that because it's a death for a lot of us. And I'm not talking about a literal death, but maybe it's literal for some. But it is an ego death. This is what this Halls of Amenti is about. And you reflecting on or looking at the reflections, the mirrored reflections that are actually distorted so you can shatter them. That's what the opportunity of this is. It's a movement through consciousness. This is not, as I was saying, it's not just abundance. Go grab your grab bag of abundance. Go ahead and do an 8-8 meditation and you're going to be right in alignment. Or, there are a lot of people, I've seen so many things or heard so many things. Very, very few are on point with the 8-8 Lions Gateway. And let me give y'all some clues as to what to look out for. If they're not talking about the Sirius star being in alignment with the 8-8 Lions Gate, like those are cues or clues when I know what meditation I want to click on. If it doesn't say anything about Sirius, or it has to be something that is really aligning. If it says something about memory key or memory codes, or this is the remembering, because this is an opportunity to tap into your light codes of remembrance. This is what this is all about. It's not jumping on a spiritual bandwagon to be like, oh, it's the 8-8. And I'm not knocking anybody, but I'm helping us to break those distortions. Because again, that's another distortion. Walking through the halls of Amenti, we have these distorted views of how we are expanding in consciousness versus gaining knowledge. Right? There's a lot of knowledge being thrown all about. We got a lot of people with a lot of knowledgeable stories, and some are truths, some are meh truths. But the truth of the matter is, are you aligning with the true timeline? Do you recognize this moment in time as a major ascension time? Like a lot of people don't realize the shift that is really taking place. There is a sift to shift. We are being sifted out. This is also an opportunity for the galactic gathering of the star seeds, those of us that are here. When I say galactic gathering, I don't mean people out there, beings out there. I mean you, the star seeds. It's a galactic gathering between us here on Earth, being the star seeds that signed up for this course to be a part of the planetary ascension. It's time for us to get on our job. We are really being shifted into next level of soul work, next level of 5D activation, right? And so what's coming up is the new moon in Leo, where it is going to be activating. It is a solar eclipse, and all eclipses are like moons on 10, and it's activating the lunar nodes. See, these are things that we got to know so we can know what's really happening in the cosmic codes, rather than just dancing around in on a splash pad of cosmic existence, right? Or in the splash pad of spirituality. Like, this is debunking more and more. I see how much things are happening to debunk the spiritual bypassing. You know, for those, I say this for those of us who are true 144, true ones on the light grid that don't have time for the false matrix, that don't have time for the spiritual bypassing of people who want to a comfortable way through spirituality, right? These are, and I know everybody's on their journey, but as I said, I have to call it as I see it. And we want to move away from these things that are just giving you a gift bag. Every time there's a portal, it's like, oh, come and get this gift bag. Oh, come get your abundance. Come manifest. But what are you manifesting? What are you manifesting? I know a lot of people don't want to hear that. A lot of the things that I'm saying, they may disturb a lot of people on their spiritual journey, because everybody want to feel like, well, I'm doing what I need to do, right? No, you're bypassing. And if you're not truly surrendering your things that need to break, if you're not doing the movement through consciousness type of soul work, that waters down your potency of your activation. Everybody's going to activate differently. Everybody at different levels, right? Everyone is at a different level in the game, in your journey. Cool. But aren't we all building? Do we not want to build? Are we not a part of the ascension time? So it's for us to really get in the subconscious of our mind, which is what a lot of the messages I was getting through this. There was so many downloads I was getting within this detox or detach. Ashe, that was bringing us into, thank you for those of you who are coming in and sending the hearts. Keep sending them up, because it helps the algorithms to go to those who are on these higher frequencies. I know what I say is not for everybody. This is a very select few. Very few can find these frequencies. And even those who find these frequencies, very few can stay on the frequencies. So, because I'm going to go into things that people aren't comfortable, hearing. We want to be in our spiritual fun bag, right? We want to feel like I'm doing what I'm doing spiritually. But truth be told, if you're not moving through consciousness, if there's not a movement through consciousness, then you're not ascending. You're not transcending. There has to be a movement into consciousness that transcends, right? So, and that doesn't happen without accountability, as I always say. So as we're going in, what made this so potent, what made it so powerful, or what is effective in you going through the halls of Amenti, is the detox to detach. Is how you tap into detoxing to detach. Because the food, and I'm telling you, from everybody that was in the group, we've all been going through it. We've all have been feeling the things that have been coming up. Because when you take the cravings out of the way, because food blocks that. Ashe? Is that Celestial? Hi, Celestial. Peace, love, and light. There's my namesake. When we take the food out of the way, we move the obstruction. We remove the blockages. The cravings are like distractions from the consciousness, because we give into the body. But when you take that off the table, now you have to face your conscious phase of mind. Now you got to move through consciousness and time. This is how you shift the dimensions. Like, a lot of people are not tapping into this. Everybody wants the easy way out. Give me the easy way out. This is the work that you have to do. You got to go in and tap into that mind and remove the blocks. So when we remove the craving, this is how the detox or detach helps, because once we remove that, everybody starts to see, well, I'm feeling this now. Oh, now you can see your feelings, because when we're eating our feelings, we're not seeing our feelings. Let me say that again. When we are eating our feelings, we are not seeing our feelings. So it's for us to, when we remove that out of the way, now we have to face it, if you so choose to. Because some people get irritated and just be like, oh, I'm just irritated and I want this. And they do their best to go, around it in the best way. But it's calling you into your consciousness. Once the craving, you feel the craving, now you're seeing, I'm being called into my consciousness. It's time for me to do something. Ashe? Let me see what some of you are saying. Big boy now timeline. What? 1, 2, 3, 4 on the 1, 2, 3, 4. It said 1, 2, 3, 4 right by your name. 1224. Big boy now timeline. Welcome in. Thank you for the follow. Is that blue? Blue, thank you for the follow. I think that says Tuka. Tuka. Is it Tuka? Am I saying it correctly? Tuka. Legacy, right? That's the legacy. So the detox or detach helps when we're walking through the halls of Amenti, because we're removing the blockages. We're removing what has been in the way. And then now it's going to make you move through your consciousness. Now you got to pay attention to the emotion, the energy in motion. So once you are now paying attention to that, whatever is coming up, you're now going to see what your mind is telling you. Now you're having a conversation with your consciousness rather than a conversation with your body, right? When we're eating and we're giving into our cravings on a regular basis, we're too busy paying attention to our conversation with our body to pay attention truly to the conversation with the mind. So what I'm explaining to you is getting into the mind, tapping into the subconscious. And one of the messages that I was getting is that we have to tap into the subconscious mind. See, people want to avoid this aspect, right? So whether you are aware of this level of life spiritually, or whether you are in the 3D world so deep, psychology is going to still tell you the truth. Psychologically, it's all the secrets are in your subconscious mind. So you got to be willing to tap into your subconscious mind. And I'm going to tell you this, the next level was that the subconscious, which is the feminine energy, the subconscious holds the memory keys. It is the memory key. And it is the memory key that activates the God gene. So this was something that one of the downloads that I got in the middle of this detox, that I had to translate it right away and share it with the group. I even had to translate it into a chart so that the group, peace, love and light, there's Royale, insight. You were walking with us in the halls of Amenti tonight. So as I share with the group, this chart is able to help you see the level of potency according to our consistency that we tap into our subconscious mind on a regular basis, on a major basis, however you want to look at it. It's what you choose to move in and tap into. So the message overall was that when it's an emphasis on us tapping into the subconscious mind. For those of you who really want to get to the work, who want to activate that God gene, you're not activating that God gene without the memory key. And the memory key is that feminine energy, aka receptive activity, that is the subconscious mind. If you want to know where to find it in your soul, in your mind, it's in the subconscious mind. That is where the feminine energy activity is. She holds the memory. She holds the feelings. And I'm not talking about gender. I'm talking about a part of your consciousness. So whether you are man or woman, this is a part of your consciousness. And so when you tap into this, this is what is opening the doors. This is what is activating your God gene code most efficiently, most effectively, dependent on your movement in through your consciousness, which means you have to engage in the subconscious mind. What does that say? That means that we can no longer ignore things. Anything that is in our subconscious mind is not on the surface, right? It's beneath. So This is where we have to now face the fact or the truth that when we say out of sight, out of mind, that's a lie. Out of sight, out of mind is a lie, because if it's out of sight, if it's out of mind, it's in your subconscious mind. You can't see it, so it's subconsciously lodged in there, and you're not addressing it. So therefore, things are happening in your life, world, and affairs based on the vibrations that you hold in your subconscious mind, which is the heart of your soul. The conscious phase of mind is the brain of the soul, the intellect, the thinking, the decision making. The subconscious mind is the heart of the soul, the feeling, the true heart vibrations, the pulsation of information, the sensations of information, feelings, memories. Memories are activated by feelings and vice versa. And how do I know that? Just try when you forget a dream. I always tell people when they're like, oh, I can't quite remember. I always tell them, remember what you felt. The feeling will unlock the memory. And the memory will unlock the feeling. If you can remember it, it'll bring you back to the feeling. If you can go to the feeling will unlock the memory. This is feminine energy. This is the receptive activity. Ashe? This is the receptive activity. This is your subconscious mind. So you're tapped into your subconscious mind. And now by doing that, you are doing the work by extracting, by pulling out. This is a part of the remembering. You cannot actively be a part of the remembering without using your subconscious mind, which is the memory key. I don't know. Make it make sense to me. How are we a part of the remembering and we're not tapping into the subconscious mind, which holds the memory key, which is the memory key. And when you remember, you are having a soul synapsis every time that activates your God gene. The God gene is the information that is flowing through your spiritual essence directly into your soul. And it is connected through the subconscious mind. The memories and the feelings thereof. Subconscious mind, that brings it to the light of consciousness. Let's look at it this way. The God gene, subconscious, and the God gene is known as the superconscious. If I could break it down to you that way, there's a superconscious, conscious, and subconscious. The superconscious is your God self. That's your spiritual self. That's your I am in the image of God. That's the image, is in the image of spirit. So that's your direct connection. That's your superconscious. That's your Christ conscious, however you want to call it. And then you have the subconscious. And then let's say in the middle you have the I am, the conscious phase of mind. And so the superconscious, which is the God aspect, filters in through your soul through the subconscious, the she gene, the feminine energy, the receptive activity. She has to receive the God information, the God code. And then it comes in through, and it has to be brought into the light of consciousness. So when we understand that, we overstand and understand that it is the subconscious activity. This is why shadow work is so important. A lot of people look at, I don't know, honestly, I don't know how people look at shadow work as optional right now. I remember when I first heard about shadow work, and I just thought it was some type of philosophical, psychological babble from Carl Jung. That's when they say, oh, Carl Jung, he, I guess discovered it, which he really didn't. He just uncovered it. But everyone talks about it like it's this taboo, like, ooh, shadow work, oh no. And it's like, no, shadow work should not be an option right now. Shadow work is mandatory. If this is what I'm saying about the subconscious, this is the message I was getting through the subconscious. Shadow work is mandatory. It is mandatory for your effective activation of the God gene. The more you want that cosmic potency and connection to your divinity, the shadow work is going to be the very tool that helps you access that, because that is helping you tap into your subconscious mind. When you shadow work, you're shadow boxing with yourself. Y'all see how these cops did those young female kids? No, I don't know. I don't know what that is. I don't know what happened because I don't watch the news. I don't stay in the 3D world. This is 5D up in here. This is the fifth dimension. So I don't let them fearmonger and give me lethal injections of fear about what's going on in the world. Not saying that we don't need to care, but I really haven't. I just don't pay attention to anything outside of, fifth dimensional work. Right? Oh, it's on TikTok. I haven't seen it unless it hasn't come on my feed, and I guess that means spirit is just keeping it away because I've been in the box. I've been walking through the halls of Amenti. So when I'm in the box, I don't get any of that information. I haven't even been getting the Nolan stuff no more. Like all of that, when I'm doing my spiritual work, spirit puts me in a quarantine, and I don't get a lot of stuff. Right? The balance between feminine and masculine energy within. Yes, Ashe, you got it. That is it. That harmony, that's the balance between the masculine and feminine, is the balance between the conscious and the subconscious mind. And when we do harmonize that and balance, then it opens the free flowing ideas from the superconscious. That's how we activate the God gene, through that balance. But it starts with the subconscious. When you go into the memory bank, when you go into the feelings and bring the things from the conscious phase of mind to the light of conscious, then you are harmonizing. And that unlocks the superconscious. That's the simplest way. When people say, well, how do I tap into my superconscious, Christ conscious? That's real easy. Harmonize the conscious and the subconscious. Harmonize the thinking and the feeling. Respect the order by first going to the feeling. Find out what's in the depth of the feeling so you can bring it to the light of consciousness, so you can bring it into the thinking. And then it is through that harmonizing that you unlock that passage, that you tap into the superconscious. Right? I'm going to say it on every page. Speak on it, y'all. Got this platform. All right. It's to rise. I mean, I can't speak on nothing I didn't see, but I guess it'll come across my timeline a little bit when I get out of this box. If it's something that spirit has me to speak on, I will. But I also don't come from a place of it's real. Okay. I'm not saying it's fake. I'm just saying I haven't seen it. Chase Divine is here with us. Peace, love, and light. I just haven't seen it. So it'll come in due time. Because I don't go into the messages either. Like I said, when I'm in my quarantine, I'm in my quarantine because some things happen to really kind of bring us into lower vibrations and have us into collective grief and collective, fear and things like that. And I'm not saying not to pay attention at all to anything, but I know there's a reason why spirit hasn't brought it to me at this particular time. And it's even kept back all the Nolan Wells feed and everything, because all of that, yes, there are some injustices happening, but all of that are things to help grab our attention so that we're not paying attention to ourselves. And right now, the serious work that has to be done by the serious star seeds that is invested in me is the work within the soul, the work within the self, right? Love you and thank you as well. I go into whatever spirit guides me to go into, but the priority is always my soul journey. My spiritual work is always at hand. And that's what I was saying today when they were like, how in the meeting, how is it that you do, stay this way? It's because I'm always focused on me. I mind my soul's business. And this is a next level. I know everybody's not at that level, but this is a next level that sometimes can seem cold-hearted to some people, because it's like, dang, you don't care about nothing that's going on in the world. No, it's not that I don't care, but I'm not invested in that way. I'm not easily pulled, because these things will tug on your emotion. These things will pull you from, what did I just say? We supposed to be mandatory. Shadow work should be mandatory. And we are supposed to be tapping into our subconscious mind. Now, how am I going to extract that information out my subconscious mind when I'm focusing on distractions in the world? that is not for my highest good. It's not gonna change anything on the outside, but on the inside, I got to do the work within me. And the more of us that do this work is the more that we create the change, the more that we become the change, rather than trying to change everything in the world, rather than trying to go around and either protest or, and some things need to be spoken up for. The way I see it is everybody got their job. There are people that are at that level that can do that can make the sounding board and do all of that. And for me, it's, nah, I got to focus on the mission. I got to focus on the cosmic connections. I got to focus on how we're aligning, how we're shifting into timeline ascension, because these are major timelines shifts that's helping us tap into our next timeline. Ashe? Let me make sure I didn't miss. Yes, it is. It's major distractions. And that's why I can't get involved in a lot of it. Oh, 8, 8, King, Ashe, Ashe, Ria, Ah, Ra, Ra. I like the 8s. So let me make sure I scrolled all the way up. Okay. So yeah, I can't get too involved or engaged because it will pull you into lower vibrations. And this is what we're not wanting to be pulled into. We got too much going on. When I tell y'all the downloads that's been coming just from walking through this halls of Amenti, just by being on my soul's business, it's too much going on. Right now, we're being guided to not only pay attention to this feminine quality, this feminine gene, this feminine energy that activates the God gene. We really got to be tapping into that subconscious. So not only that, the next level of information was breaking through the things that we no longer need to do. So this is not just about being willing to do things. A lot of times there's a fine line between willing and want and a wish list. Willingness, true willingness, is when you surrender. So how much are you surrendering? This is a lot of what we were talking about as well. How much are you surrendering to this next level? Because things are happening, but are you surrendering? And when I say surrender, I don't mean give up. It's surrender in the sense of break that shit. It's surrender as in stop holding on to that old concept. Stop holding on to that job. Stop holding on to that person. Whatever it is that you're holding on to that is holding you back. I'm not saying everybody go quit your jobs, but you know who you are, whoever this pertains to, right? It says, I can't come up. TikTok banned my voice. Oh, god dang. TikTok be quick to ban people. But all in all, there's a lot that we're being guided to move through and shift through, and we're being called on in this particular time. So it's, are we showing up for that? Are we showing up in our timeline? Are we showing up for our true timeline? Like a lot of us, this is one of the things I got too, that there is an alternative timeline that we had been moving on, right? And there is a true timeline. If you can look at it like a right angle, going right up is our true timeline. But somewhere when we don't break what we need to break, when we don't do what we need to do, instead of finding our true timeline, we find an angle somewhere in between and we create an alternate false matrix. So we were traveling along this old timeline that is collapsing. And let's just call it the false matrix, the illusionary timeline. And we are being called to find the true timeline. And some of us reach this pivotal point and hear the call and tap in, but then still somewhere we pervert the ways. This is why Yeshua said, why must you pervert the ways? It's not that we mean to, but it is according to our level of acceptance and how far we're willing to push what we need to push. And so what happens is there's the true timeline and we reach this pivotal point right here. If you can imagine, there's a point right there at that crevice. And this is where we have the opportunity to go up into that true timeline. And so what happens is we will be elevating. A lot of people are going to feel that they've elevated off of this timeline onto a new timeline, elevated to a new timeline, but not quite on the true timeline. So what happens is, because you've elevated off of that old timeline, but yet you have not fully released what you needed to release to get you on your true timeline. And it doesn't have to be everything. You don't have to be perfect, but there's something specific that you are being called to particularly release and break. And it comes up to you. It's showing right up in your face. Right? That's why the halls of Amenti is important, because it is bringing those mirrors up. It's your mirrored reflections of you. Things are happening to show you you. Life is a reflection of you. So if life is happening around you, particularly right now, some shit is hitting the fan, it's you. It's a reflection of you. And it's for you to see that distortion. So what happens is, you may feel like, some people may say, well, I feel like, oh yeah, I'm finding my new timeline. Your new timeline may not be the true timeline. It may be that, yes, you lifted off the old one, but you only made it about here. So now there's an alternate false matrix timeline that you are now building. It's better than the old one, and you're getting there, but you didn't quite hop on the true timeline. Because there was something that you just, whatever you are being called to do, you're hesitating, or you're going about it in your own way, or you're pussyfooting around it, whatever the reason is. If you get to this point and you're not going up on what this point is calling you to do, then you're ending up on another new timeline. Faithfully, that makes sense. Faithfully, you get what I'm saying. How do we know what's true timeline? Ooh, that's a good question. I'm coming right back to that. Exit plan in effect. Yes, my job ends in December. Ashe, ashe, and I'll be fully in every workshop or session. Ashe, ashe. You will be there. You already there, right? And this is why people like you, I can see, Divine. There is no excuses, because you come through while you're at work. You like, I'm not letting work hold me back from my codes. Nothing's gonna hold me back. There are certain people that when you get grabbed a certain way, when spirit says, nah, this is it, or it's time for me to step up to my part of this. Clearly this person has been doing what they needed to do, and now at a space where they are able to help guide, others, us, whoever. And it's like, nah, I'm going to show up for mine. So even with your job, you're showing up. You're being there. You're looking for what the next step is for you. And it's not even just showing up, it's how you apply yourself. Just like what they say in school. Anybody could get up and come to school, but it's how you are applying yourself. That determines to the degree in which you're going to level up. Ashe? How do we know it's okay? Yeah, so let me get back to that. Freedom. Timeline doesn't exist. Not linear. So when I say timeline, I'm not talking about linear. I'm talking about these timeline concepts, if you will. It's almost like time reality, time zones. And the timelines are you. It's your timelines. It's your old timeline that's collapsing, right? So, and there's layers and levels to this, right? So obviously there are the collective timelines, and there's the individual timeline. You got individual timelines, and you can consider that as like dimensions through your soul. How you move through the dimensions. This is why I say moving through the dimensions in your mind is by pushing the timelines. When you collapse an old timeline story, then you are opening the pathways for the next level of you, the next dimension of you, the next timeline, right? And so when I say timelines, collectively, there are these, I call them time zones within the timeline. So there's ideal time, real time, and true time. So when I say true timeline, it can be used in different contexts. But what I'm talking about is those of you who are finding your true timeline that you were meant to be on, and not the false matrix timeline that we fell into in the shadows of 3D that have been holding us in some type of bondage or imprisonment, whatever it is that's holding us back from ascension into the fifth dimension. So when we find our true timeline, and I'm talking about the personal true timeline for you, then it pivots you back on the right, let's say the right dimensional time that you're to be existing in for you. It's going to look different for everybody, but the true timeline is a timeline that allows you to connect with the information in truth, that allows you to stand under principles of truth, be in alignment with the laws, the spiritual laws, the universal laws, the cosmic laws. The true timeline connects you to the cosmos in time, that allows you to keep getting your flow, your light code integration, that allows you to do what you do. It is according to the timelines in you, right? And so, yes, I know time is an illusion. I live by that. This is why I don't live by mankind's time. That is very much an illusion, right? And the timelines that we live on is always shifting and sifting. There's no cookie cutter timeline. However, it is to know that we do exist, and when we exist in a false matrix, that's a false timeline. Ashe? Bringing your most highest authentic self, that's unapologetically expressing to the front and continuing forward with it. Thank you, Isaiah Jones. Ashe, ashe, ashe. Very well said. That's how you get on your true timeline, bringing your most highest authentic self. This is why it's important that we authenticate the vibratory field. Your highest authenticated self, that's unapologetically, I need to coin what you just said, unapologetically expressing. And when I say coin, I don't mean coin it for myself. I need to write it, right? Unapologetically expressing to the front, right? And continuing forward with it. And so that's what we're doing. Exactly what you said, Isaiah. Thank you. Thank you. We here. This is what I've been talking about. Authenticating the vibratory field. And that is going to help by you being unapologetically expressing truth all the time. That dismantles the seeds of inauthenticity, the seeds that they want to sow in our vibratory field. This is what these desperate energies are doing. And when we allow for distractions to get in the way, it blocks us from how we are supposed to be accessing our true timeline. And the true timeline is going to help you ascend in your ascension. On the planetary ascension, it's going to help you star seeds who are supposed to be here for a specific purpose to help with this ascension into the Aquarian age and ultimately into the fifth dimension. We are moving to next level of fifth dimension. So for those who are not aware of the fifth dimension, all of this is next level for the fifth dimension. The light colonies are going up on the light grid. It's not just the lighthouses. We need the light colonies. This is why we are coming together. This is why this particular lunar nodes is going to be activating a lot of light colonies within the next 18 months. Because we got South Node in Leo that is leading to the North Node in Aquarius, ushering more of the Aquarian age going into the we, right? Shout out to the Sister Erin Lyon for that download, assuring here tonight. Ashe, ashe. I forgot about her. I haven't seen any of her videos in a while too. So I'm glad you were able to get that message as well and be able to bring that even here. Thank you for bringing pieces of that, because it adds to everything that I've been saying. We got to be in our most authentic self. And how do you find that? Again, shadow work, tapping into the soul, right? Let me make sure I didn't miss any here. Ashe, ashe. Every decision opens up a timeline. Thank you, Thought Daughter. The daughter of thought is here. Every decision opens up a timeline. Exactly. And this is why I do everything in the now moment, every now moment. Even in the download that I got when I shared the chart with everyone, there is the most minute and acute level of consistency of us tapping into the subconscious is on a momentarily basis. And I had a list from annually to biannual to quarterly, monthly, bi-monthly, weekly, daily, momently. So what you're saying is how I've been living in my consciousness. I've been doing this for years. Every decision that I make, I know that it is tapping into something. Before I even knew about timelines, I knew that every decision that I make is important. This is why I tap into my subconscious. Ashe, 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 Isaiah. Reality, freedom is, are you asking reality? What is the question? I see the question mark. I am the next level now. Ashe, I agree with that. I am the next level right now. Every now moment is the next level of my soul's unfoldment. Ooh, let me say that again. Every now moment is the next level of my soul's unfoldment. And this is why every now moment counts. What are you doing with that? When things happen, when you feel some type of way, what are you doing? Are you sulking in your feeling, or are you extracting the information that you need to know out of that feeling? Because feelings are indicators. Feelings are of the subconscious mind, the memory key. The feeling is reminding you about something and giving you the opportunity to activate your God gene and be a part of the remembering. We are all here to be a part of the remembering. Ashe. Only presence. I think he's, I don't know if you're saying complete or compete. Only presence. Ashe. Thank you for the share. Thank you for the share. Timeline, you meant reality. Timeline, or if I meant reality. I'm not sure if that's what you're asking, but I call it like true time reality because it's a reality. So I don't know if that's what you're saying, but that's how I look at it. Sometimes I call it a timeline, but I'm really talking about a reality, and it kind of go hand in hand because as I'm shifting my timelines, I'm shifting my reality. As I'm moving through the dimensions in my mind, as I'm shifting time. See, this is the thing. We are vessels of time. We live in a time-space reality, and we are vessels of time. And so we exist on this plane because of time, because it is space within time. It is a time-space reality, meaning the space is within the capsule of time. Things slow down because of us being in the capsule of time. That's why we don't move at a certain speed of light when we are out of, like when we leave this time vessel, right? When you leave this body, you transcend, you transition with a certain speed of light. God's speed ahead, light speed ahead. You're moving with a different speed of light because you're no longer in the confinements of a body, which is a vessel of time. Same thing within this earth. To be in this earth, to be even in this solar system, is levels of time constriction, if that makes sense. How do we keep order in space? With time. And I'm not talking about man time. I'm talking about cosmic time. And this time is what the gravitational pull would be, if I could say it that way. But this is how we're all within a time-space reality. Now, when you go beyond time-space reality, when we pass the galactic center, when we go out of our solar system, out of our space domain, we go from time-space reality to space-time reality. Beyond our time zone is space. So in here is space, but within the confines of time. Same thing with the body. Faithfully, that has made some sense, right? So, Ashe, Ashe, thank you. Let me see if there's anything else I meant. Yes, we create our reality. I agree. We create our reality, and it depends. See, these things are like, words are like sometimes semantics. It all depends on what you choose to call it. There is an existence. Some people call existence reality, right? So you're saying reality doesn't exist, which means that you more likely believe in existence. You know that there is some type of existence. Some people will call existence a reality. Their reality is their existence. This is why I don't get too caught up on words. The thing is, do we understand what we're saying? Do we understand what we're saying? Because as you're saying things to me, I don't know if it's feeling if you're debating, but for me, it's not a debate. For me, it's like I'm looking at what you're saying, like, I agree. There's nothing to debate here. That is the reality. This is timeline. This is time space. Time is not linear. There is an illusion of time, but do we understand how we move through the dimensions in our mind? And that is through shifts in time. Do we understand that we're vessels in time? Do we understand, overstand, and understand that we live in a time-space reality, on a time-space continuum, infinitely so existing, because we are infinite beings existing within time. So, I mean, it just depends on what you want to call it. I could call it existence. I could call it a reality. It's whatever you want to call it, whatever you make of it, right? The matrix, yep. And again, the matrix is, you have the false matrix and you have the divine matrix, because the divine matrix is the divine order of the universe. It is a type of matrix, right? A lot of times people say matrix and they just think of, oh, you in the matrix, we need to get out the matrix. Yeah, I need to get out the false matrix so I could be in alignment with the divine matrix. The matrix is like a complexity. It's like the saying, the convoluted universe that we live in, right? Which can also be done during deep meditations also, Ashe. You move through your mind through meditations, and you don't even have to be, I've learned there's so many levels of meditations. You could be meditating and on the go, right? So yes, there's deep meditation, and there's some things that happen more intensely, more acutely than you think. There are certain things that happen that you don't have to go too deep in a meditation for it to happen. This brings me to what I'm saying about when you activate the God gene. The more you do your subconscious work and you activate the God gene on a certain level, then you no longer need to go that deep in meditations. There are some things that you can do in certain instances and moments, depending on what is happening. So it is about the potency, your cosmic potency, your connective tissues to source, if I can say it that way, right? Matrix by definition is only meaning womb. Ooh, Ashe, thank you for that, Isaiah. It's yeah, that's why I said it's like being within something. I kind of see it like a labyrinth, and just being within the womb. This earth is a womb. I always kind of look at it like that. As long as we're in the earth, we're in the womb until we rebirth back into the stars, till we rebirth back into wherever we go, back into our spiritual essence, back into our infinite existence. Because when we're here in the body, we're in our finite existence. Ashe? But when we leave, and that's when we leave this womb called earth, our whole life we're walking around here in a womb connected to the earth through our earth chakra, so to speak. I call the earth chakra the portal of not the portal, yeah, the portal into the earth of your many lifetime existence. Thank you for the gift. Your many lifetime existence in this earth. So we're walking around in this particular lifetime in the womb of the earth. And when we pass, when we die, when we transition, we are rebirthed into the cosmos. We rebirth back into our infinite existence, out of this finite temporary body while we're in the womb of the earth, if that makes sense. So yeah, I look at the womb as this complete matrix, like you said. I like how you put that. So are you in the false matrix while you're in the womb, or are you in the divine matrix? Right? Yes, I do it while driving with that sun hitting and the music blasting, and I'm in there. See, so there's different ways that people go into the zone of meditation, but it's just many different ways, and it's deep according to how you do it. And the more you're just active with spirit, it's the more it's potent to you. Agreed. Many different meditation styles. Ashe. You see, I know I'm not the only one. All right, you're talking about matrix. Depends on what matrix. This is my first live with you intelligence and energy pulled me in. I'm glad I did it. Ashe, thank you and welcome. Wes, what it says, Wes, get busy. Get busy. Oh, you would have loved our workshop. We just did an intense full moon workshop and we just closed today. We had an 8-8 Lionsgate activation transmission today for 7 days. We were 7 days walking through the halls of Amenti, which is the 8-8 Lionsgate way. It's really about the halls of Amenti, and that's what I was sharing with some people who may have not known about it or wanted some information to tap in on it. This is what we were doing for the past 7 days, and we've been fasting. So I've been chilling with those in the halls of Amenti. No food, 3 days, stomach empty. And that really helps to clear the detox. To detach is helping you to remove the blockages so that you can pay attention to your consciousness, tap into that subconscious mind, and have a major transformation in this activation and transmission. So in this 8-8 Lionsgate 88888, because it's 5/8 this year. All right, if those of you who may not have seen my video, I did a little mini video about it. The 5/8 this year is the month 8, the day 8, the year, not the entire year, but the 2/6 at the end of the year is an 8. Right, when you add up the date code all together, it's an 8. And Jupiter is in Leo at 8 degrees, and Jupiter is the big, what would I call it, benefactor, if that's the word I'm hearing, but it's a major benefit of this particular gateway. And why it's so potent, because Jupiter is expansive. It has an expansive gravitational pull, and so it is really pulling us into this potent portal at this time. So it's really helping with this major timeline shift for all of us, helping us to find that true timeline, right? So it is really, let me see, make sure I catch up with but welcome. I'm glad you found it too. No, it's not debate. Okay, cool. I just wanted to make sure. I didn't know if it was like, are we debating? Because I'm agreeing. I agree with what you're saying. I'm in total agreement. I just don't get hooked on words or things like that. First time here too. Oh, we have another first timer. Hearts up for the first timer. Drop a 144 in the chat. Let me see where my 144 ascendant's at. Drop a 144 in the chat if you're one of the 144 ascendants that are shifting and sifting on this timeline. And if you are a 144 ascendant, then you got your work to do. We got our work cut out for us. This is not a lazy man's job. This is not lazy soul work. Like, we got to get to work. We got to get in the booth. We got to get in there and get in here and activate that God gene through that subconscious mind, as the message was telling us. It's next level up in here. How many of you are looking for your soul tribe, your soul families? Maybe that's even why you found here, because we're activating, we're still raising the light colonies. And so there's more, those of us that came together in this particular galactic gathering, everybody that was in our group is so happy that they found the group literally just now this week, and created a space. And I've been doing this since 2022. Anybody who has been following me since then knows I've been working on the light grid activation since 2022 for the 5th dimension. I've dealt with multiple groups of people. People come, people go, they get what they get, they continue. But right now, this is saying it's time for the builders, those who want substance. And mostly everybody that came into our group, in this particular group, wants to continue to build, wants more information. Because when we meet, like, I'm giving y'all information now, this is only like a half of it or a piece of it. Like, when we're in the groups, we really are divulging more information. I give even more insight when I'm in the groups. So, and sometimes I give fresh downloads. Like, if I get a fresh download, I give it to them in the group. Like, we got one in the middle of our hallway, in the middle of our detox and detach, walking through the halls of Amenti. That major one that I'm telling you all about, it's an emphasis. There's no what do I say? There's no substitution. No, that's not the word. It's mandatory. There we go. It's mandatory. Thank you, Isaiah. Isaiah is about that 144 life. Literally just found you attracted here tonight, and it's been these same messages in my life algorithms. Yep, so it's definitely meant. Email me. If this is meant for you, don't just stand by on the outskirts. You can email me at akilahtextry@gmail.com. AKILAHTEXTRI@gmail.com. Email me, and we can, collab. You can find out how to be a part of one of the groups when we meet up. We're deciding that right now because I'm listening to spirit, because I'm not doing what I used to do with groups anymore. This was a major shift. So even a major shift for me, I'm not giving my time in that way that I used to anymore. It's like now the information is coming quickly. The train is moving faster. So it's like, no, they got to catch up. They got to be there. They got to do their work. Catch me where you catch me. Meet me where you can meet me. If I'm offering things, pick up on it, sign up or whatever, because I'm just going to keep, trucking, keep moving, right? Because I really don't have the time to slow down. Slow down. I don't have that kind of time. And everybody's on a different, as I said, timeline. And the timeline I'm on is like accelerated pace. And those of you who are getting these light codes, you know what I'm talking about. It's an acceleration. Hold on, it's an accelerated pace that we're on. That's why the light codes are the solar flares and everything that is spinning off, that are hitting us, the solar winds. This is light energy and information. I keep telling everybody it's nothing to be afraid of. It's light energy and information coming off of the sun, which is our server, giving us light codes, information, giving us fifth density light. Because why? We are at the fifth dimension. This is where the earth is right now, at the fifth dimension. So we're getting fifth density light. Can you handle it? Not everybody can handle the fifth density light. Quantum, let me see. What else am I missing? Oh, okay. What I was saying, you can experience that non-existence of time. Okay, let me see. You can experience that non-existence of time also during deep meditation. Okay, I get what you're saying. Pardon me if I know I'm late to that response. I get what you're saying, that you can experience it as well, that non-existence. And I have felt that in deep meditations. It's like suspension of time. It's almost like time suspends itself. Ashe, thank you for the rose. Appreciate love it. Appreciate love it all. Thank you for the follow. Share the love. Share the love. Thank you for the share. Oh, share the live. See, I'm seeing love. 144. Ashe. So I know I be seeing my 144. The 144 ascendants are here. That's who spirit have me come on and talk to. It's the 144. So before I go, because I know I was up already doing the live, the transmission, and I don't want to expel too much of my energy, but because of this 888, what I will do, I'm going to go ahead and pull some cards for us. So if anybody want to, be a part of the card pull, see what the message is. I said I'm going to pull some for this 88 Lions Gate 88888 portal and see what it is. All right. So can you handle the heat? Jason, like, handle what? Can you handle the heat? Can you handle the intensities of the solar flares that are picking up and sending us information? Not everybody can handle that, right? The shadow work that has to be done when stuff is coming up. Are you going to your soul's consciousness? Are you tapping in? Tap, tap, tap. Dynamics are changing. We talked about that in the group. For some of us, whole family dynamics are changing. Are you able to break those old concepts? Are you able to break how you've been showing up for other people, neglecting yourself? Are you willing to break certain things? That's the type of surrender that's happening. And so, as I said, a lot of people think they're willing, but There's no true willingness without surrender. If you do not surrender, the willingness will not open the door for you. You can say, I'm willing. I can say, I'm willing. A lot of us say it. We use these words loosely. We'll say, oh, I'm willing to do this. I've heard people say, yeah, I'm willing, because they feel like because they have the intention and they're willing that that's good enough. That's not a vibrational match for the universe that says, I'm truly willing, that the universe is going to match you. It's going to match you where you are. So if you're willing without surrender, it's not going to give you too much because you have not surrendered. This is why they say the divine never gives you more than you can bear. If you're not letting go and detaching and breaking what needs to be broken, then you can't bear anymore. It's not going to give you anything beyond that. No matter how much you say, I'm willing to do this, no matter how much you pray that you want more and you want your abundance and you want your divinity, you can come into the 8-8 Lion's Gate and have a whole abundance meditation. That is not going to open up anything more to you than what you were willing to surrender. Right? So it's like what I was saying earlier, that Isaiah says, spin them cards. It's like what I was saying earlier, that you're only as strong as your weakest link. You are only as strong as your weakest link. No matter how much you know, no matter how much you grow, you could be as spiritual adept as you want to be. You could be spiritually up here and then you got a wound down here. And if something gets thrown at that wound, you're going to come to the level of that wound. That wound, you're only as strong as your weakest link. So if that wound is your weakest link, go find out what it is, because no amount of knowledge and information is going to protect you or keep you from the consequences of what happens when you activate, when you operate out of this wound, because that's what's going to happen. If that's your weakest link, that's your bar, that's your true bar. I know some people may not want to hear that, because a lot of us think, well, no, I know this and I'm doing this and I'm doing that. That's good. That's great. It keeps you on a certain level, yes. But when something, let's say on a regular day-to-day level, you're fine. But when something hits that wound, you are only as strong as that weakest link. It is going to override all of this intelligence and knowledge that you got, because you're going to be on this level and you're going to operate through that wound. And I can't make that up. There's no wrong way about it. And if that don't make people, I don't know how that should make people want to go find out what their weakest link is. That's what it is for me. That's why I want to know what my ugly is. I want to know what it is, because I'm only going to be as strong as when I get rid of that. My strength is not measured by my intellect and everything that I know. My strength is measured by the wounds that I release and let go. Ashe and Ashe-yo. Can I get a holla? Can I get a 144 in the chat? Ashe. Right? It's the truth. It's going to be measured by what you know. It's not measured. I mean, it's going to be measured by what you can let go. Not what you know. Celestial, yay, you still here? 144 up in the room. Zoom, zoom, zoom. All right, I'm clearing out the cards. That's why I'm lighting the sage, to clear that too. Clear that up. Because these, right? Chocolate. No need to hide from it. That's right. We only get stronger once it's faced. That's what I'm talking about. I don't got no time to be hiding. I got no time for fake ones. That's why I don't got time for the false matrix. I do not have time for the false matrix. I can't understand why people don't want to open up their wounds. Clear the densities. You can't clear them densities if you're not opening up them wounds, y'all. Open it up. Get in there. Ashe. So, faithfully, that has helped some of us here. If you are new to here, I am Celestial Earth, coming from the celestials into the earth. I am bridging all the information that I can for what it's worth. I'm a facilitator. I'm an energy alchemizer. I've been alchemizing energy all this time. I work with the energy centers, the celestials, bodies, as well as your energy centers, aka your chakras, comedically known as your sakemras. I am a Styrian starseed commander. Let me not leave that off. I could hear spirit saying, don't leave off the commander, because that part is like a new, it's not new, but it's an identity that I am newly admitting to. But I am aware of being a starseed commander, and that's why I make the calls. That's why I'm always the one finding the coordinates and letting everybody know, hey, it's over here. Galactic starseeds, this is what it is. Like, I get into it. I don't got time to just to be a spiritual entertainment show. You know, this is the entertainment, I guess, right here for me, just utilizing the cards. Yes, Starseed Commander, that's what they said I'm is. When I kept asking, why the heck am I tasked with this? Why I gotta be the one that's calling up? It gets exhausting. I'm not even gonna lie. A lot of times I don't want to make the call. But when they show me the coordinates, they be like, make the call. And even if it's for one person, it's to gather the star seeds. Those that came, you know, a lot of us are contracted to each other and we don't even know. Some of y'all, there's no accident or coincidence why some of y'all find these particular coordinates at particular times. That's not an accident. That's our alignment. That's the starseed alignment. And so if you know, if you're a serious starseed, you're definitely aligned. And that's why you can hear me. That's why you can hear the frequencies of truth, because you're aligned. Ashe. Isaiah, you know what time it is. You know what time it is. 144. Get you through the door. Let's go. And I do workshops. I do quarterly workshops for anybody that want to know what it is. I also have a 5D calendar. I've had it for 3 years. This is the third 5D calendar that I was guided to co-create with my spiritual team, my galactic family. And so I have all of that available. So anyone who is really like working with us, they know you can get a 5D calendar that helps you get in alignment with the true time. I'm not talking about the true timeline reality that we were talking about, but there is a true time according to the cosmos in time. So the 5D calendar helps to bridge you back into the origins of time. So we have that available, as well as the workshops I do quarterly with the full moon. The next one is in September. I just did an impromptu one because these energies are so potent and I was called into it. We just did an impromptu one with the full moon, courtesy of Chase Divine. She's the one that was like, here we go. She opened up that doorway. It's like 144, get you through the door. She was like, 144, I'm going to open this door. So she was the one that opened that door, and why I said, okay, let's go. Because I always told Spirit, if it's only one person, even if it's one person, I'm not waiting on a whole group. If one person sees that they align with this information and they want the rest of it, I will align with them. But you got to meet me, you know, how you got to show me. Show me that you want to do the work, because it takes a lot of work. All right. But the regular workshop is quarterly. The next one is in September. So if you missed this one, that's okay. We have another one coming up in September. If you want to tap into that subconscious mind that we've been talking about. Ashe. So with that said, I'm feeling my hair. I'm like, what's that on my foot? That's my hair. Like, what is that? Ashe, Ashe. All right, so let's go with the card pull for the 8888 Lionsgate Way. Let's see what the cards are saying on this gateway. What is it that we want to know? What is the message for the collective, for those of us that are here? What is it that we want to open our minds, our consciousness to? And what's the overall message? Clear, concise messages. of this 8-8 Lions Gateway, and what is it that we need to step into our creativity to open up the halls of Amenti that we've been walking in through. Ashe, Ashe, if only you knew. So let's see what hops up. Usually I just go with what hops up, what you want to do. And if nothing does, I give it about a 4th shuffle. All right. And if anybody has a question, maybe we can go by that. Oh, a card went flying out. Someone has spoken. Someone thinking something. What do we have here? Deep breath. This is a root chakra card. Deep breath. Let me put it up where you can see. Right? It's a root chakra card that is at a space. I want to say it's like a higher root chakra card. Higher root chakra card that is highlighting to us to take that deep breath. Breathe in. The breath is the bridge between the spiritual and the physical realm, the physical and the spiritual. So that breath of life bridges you. A lot of times the deep breath is all you need to help bridge you through, to help you get through whatever it is that you're going through in the physical body. The root chakra is the physical body. So this is calling you to take that deep breath, to come into the higher aspects of your root chakra, regardless of what's going on, and take it into the breath of life. Ashe. And let that breath bridge you over. So for somebody, maybe you were thinking of a question at that time and that card went flying out, and that's your answer. Take a deep breath. And I don't mean just an average deep breath. The breath that bridges you into the spiritual domains, where we are here to proclaim our spiritual domains. Ashe? So let me see. Does anyone else have a question? Is there something that you want to answer? Spirit, guides, what is a question that you have been holding in your mind in this particular time? So if that's the only pull, that's the only one we got. Anybody else got a question? Anything else want to fly out according to this card pull? All right, so if not, let's go. Uncharted Sea. Birds of a feather flock together. Ooh, look where Roots of Abundance is. All right, so I'm going to go with the first one that was pulled. The Uncharted Sea. So what I'm getting... No, Spirit is saying, hold up. Hold up. Because I do a 7-card draw. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Great and full. Okay, I get it. I get it. Spirit said, hold up. Hold up. That ain't it. It said, put the card back in the deck. So I need to put back the original card in the deck. And I was just feeling that. When it don't feel right, I listen. It's like, nope. Put that back and put the card that you originally pulled out back in for a full shuffle. Ashe. And then let me go ahead. If you have any questions, anyone can ask me right now. If you want anything about the chakras, if you want to know what chakra is out of alignment, just tell me what ailing part. If anybody has any ailments, you let me know. I could tell you what chakra is out of alignment. Any ailments that's been happening right now that you're feeling, that you're sensing, I'll go ahead and answer that right now. Any ailments that you all want to ask, go ahead. I'm giving y'all the opportunity. All right, so while I'm doing that, what else do I have? Natal chart readings. Oh, thank you, Spirit. I do natal chart readings. This is something that you want to know. Your natal chart is your spiritual blueprint, y'all. I can't express this any harder. It is your blueprint. So knowing your natal chart is really key in understanding where you are in this particular time in your timeline. right? I want to know about my life. I can't say I could give you a reading about your life. That's not where I open up at. I could tell you what chakra's out of alignment if you tell me where your element is at. You know, that's everybody's gifts are different. That's how minds work. For me to tell somebody about their life, I probably have to be sitting in a one-on-one session with you. It's not, it doesn't open up to me like that. It's very rare that it does. And if it does, if your spirit guides me to say something, then I'll say it. But if not, I wouldn't sit here and lie to you and be like, oh yeah, I know all about your life. I have to be shown that. There's instances where I am, but for the most part, no. And to be honest, I think because I shut it down a long time ago, because it really got annoying that you can see people's life. And maybe that's something I have to work on to break through, to open that back up. Not sure if I want to open it back up, but as a child growing up, it's annoying that you can see things about other people's life that they can't see. And then when you tell them, you either get in trouble or they don't want to hear it or it becomes a problem. And so, yeah, I shut that down a long time ago. Like, don't show me. I don't want to see it. I don't want to know nobody's business. Like, it has to be a strong energetic pull. It has to be a strong message that either their guides want to get across to me, or sometimes it's an ancestral spirit, so to speak. It may be an ancestor. It may be some other, like, it has to be that strong kind of pull for me. For me, I'm just saying, for me, because I shut that down. That's not a nice, for me. I didn't like it. All right. Okay. Okay. 7. All right. 6, 7. All right. I'm gonna give it to y'all. Here's the card. Here's a 7 card pull. This one is like, all right, I needed you to pull it over. So this is where we coming from. Beyond the ordinary. Beyond the ordinary is a crown chakra card. So this is where we were coming from in our recent time space before that. And that could be 2 weeks, a month previous, but this is where we're coming from. This is where we are now. A burst of magic. This is what's happening right now. And it's upside down because of how you see that burst of magic. It's upside down because a lot of people, it's like what I was saying about the 888 Lionsgate. A lot of people are looking at it like, oh, my abundance is coming to me. So it's not in that way. And so for those who are misconstruing it that way, for the collective, this is why it's upside down, because people are looking for that burst of magic, but in this kind of magical way that is outside of the mystical spirit that moves through them. So this is what it looks like right side up. But this card is saying this is where we are now, presently. We are in a space where there is a burst of magic that is happening right now, hence the 888 Lionsgate. Now, let us tell it. Let the story be told. This card is what's being hidden. Right? Let me show it to you right side up first, okay? It's a heart chakra card. It's called Let It Go. Let it go. Let it go. This is what's being hidden. Right? What's being hidden is not that somebody is hiding it from you. I always have to emphasize that. It's not that it's somebody's hiding it from you. It is that we're not seeing it. It's hidden because it's in our blind spot, right? Practical. Ashe, yes, it is very, what is, well, let me not pretend. What is very subtle or practical, if you can expound on that for me, because I see it says it's very subtle. It's very subtle, or question mark, or practical, if you can expound on that. So that burst of magic, okay, thank you. So yes, it's very subtle. That's another way of putting it too. It's that subtle burst of magic, or it is not that magical burst of magic that people are thinking. Right? It's subtle and it's subliminal, and it's coming through the consciousness that flows through you that I have been speaking of. Now, what's blocking us? This is not what's blocking us. What's hidden from us, because this is a reading for the collective, is letting it go. That means that we're not seeing what it is that we need to let go. And mind you, the card is upside down. So it's not that we're not really seeing it. We're not moving towards it, or we're acting like we don't see it. It's in our blinders because we don't want to acknowledge that this very thing that we're holding on to is the thing that we need to let go. The very thing that you don't want to admit is the very thing that you need to admit, face, and be willing to break it. That is what's being hidden. But it's not really hidden because you know exactly what that is. And I'm saying that to all of you, whoever is seeing this, you know exactly what you need to break, that boundary that you need to set. You know what you need to stop doing. You know what that thing is. That very thing that you're like, oh, not that. Like you'll be doing your soul work, but hiding that thing in the back. Like, oh, I'm not ready for that for whatever reason. It could be a relationship. It could be a job, whatever it is. It could be a habit that you want to keep. You want to do all these other things, but you want to hold on to that habit. You want to keep that habit. You want to keep that thought. You want to keep that misappropriated narrative to protect that wound. Ooh, it cuts deep. It cuts deep. Some of us want to protect the wound. A lot of us don't want to find the wound because we want to protect the wound, because we want a reason to keep doing what we're doing. We want to justify certain things. And so we got to be looking at this at all angles. What is it that we need to let go? You know exactly what it is. That's why it's upside down. Because universe is like, you know, like it's giving us that sideways, like, you know, it's hidden because you don't want to see it. But you know what it is, Ashe. So that's what's being hidden. And because that is being hidden, this is the obstacle that we're having. I'm going to show it to you this way first because it's upside down. Again, another upside down card. Imperfect harmony. And this is a sacral card. Imperfect harmony. This is the obstacle that we're having. We are having an obstacle with being in perfect harmony. In perfect harmony within our souls, within ourselves, and in perfect harmony with others, because the sacral chakra is about relationships as well. It has to do with relationships because it is the emotional body, and nothing throws the emotions out of whack more than relationships. That's all I keep hearing, you know, because you know. That's what universe is saying. It's saying, you know. This is what a lot of us is hearing right now in these times of revelations and everything. It's, you know. We see it. We can't pretend we don't see it. The veils are thin. The veils are gone. You know what it is and you see what it is. So the message is saying, hey, for those of you who are hearing that, yes, you know. So the obstacle that we're having, because we're not letting go, is we're having an obstacle with having a perfect harmony. And again, it's upside down. Because it's not a real obstacle, because just like you know, there's no real obstacle with the perfect harmony. You know what to harmonize with. You know what you know the tune that you're supposed to be playing. You know the tune, and I'm talking about listening to the cosmos. You know the tune that you're supposed to be listening to and hearing. You know what that is. Peace, love, and light, Heidi. Welcome in. So the obstacle, a lot of us are having the challenge of being in perfect harmony with ourselves, with the universe, being in perfect harmony with others. Because remember, this is about coming from the true self into the true collective, North Node into the South Node. And so this is an obstacle that we're having. And if there's an obstacle, it's because it's something that needs to be done. Ashe? Now the other card, this is the helper card, and this too came upside down. It's a throat chakra card. It's the call of the muse. The call of the muse. Ashe. And so this is saying, this is the card that's going to help you. So the card that's going to help us out of the obstacles is finding your muse, finding your expression, right? And it's not, again, it's upside down because it's not in the way that you are maybe obviously thinking of a muse, like, oh, I gotta find my inspiration. I gotta find, it's finding what inside of you calls you into your, what part of you is calling you into your higher self. Call within you the expressions, the creativity. What are the creations that you're hiding? This is something that came up with us in the meetings as well. What is your gift, your talent, and your service that you are sitting on and hiding? That's the true you that wants to come out. That's the true you that wants to come out. And you've been feeling a nudge about it too. You've been feeling a little tap, tap, tap. You've been getting little synchronicities. People been saying certain little things like, you know, you should be doing this. Or why don't you do that? You've been getting little taps about it. Or you've been having dreams about it. You've been getting visions about it. Or something else has been happening that it keeps guiding you to that thing that you've been hiding, you've been sitting on. So this is not looking for an outside muse. This is saying, where is that inner muse within you? Where is the expression of your creativity that you are to be creatively moving effortlessly in? This is what's going to help you. Go find your muse, that gift, that talent, that service that you have, that you do effortlessly, that you will do for little to nothing because you do it for love. That is your muse. Go find that. That's going to help you to get out of this obstacle of having perfect harmony. That is what's going to help you to get out of what's hidden from you. Right? Find that muse. Part of what you're hiding is that gift. Part of what you're hiding is that talent and that service that you have that you call just a hobby. Or you say, oh, this is not, I don't have time for this. You have the time. Find the space and time in your life, world, and affairs to commit to seeing this muse. Right? I could go on and on about that. We talked about that in the workshop. Right? And so this is the action step. This card is the action step. It's feeling the world. I can't make this up. It's feeling the world. Feel the world. Make it a better place. Right? So this is the action step the move that needs to be made. What is it that we need to do? We need to feel the world, the sacral chakra. That also is going to help with our obstacle here, which is a sacral card, the obstacle of perfect harmony. We need to feel the world. What does that mean? Allow yourself to feel the sensations. I didn't say get stuck in your feelings. I didn't say go under the waters and be dunked by your feelings and be stuck in your feelings. I'm saying allow yourself to feel so that you can extract the information from your sensations. We are sentient beings. We are here to feel, because when we feel, it sends an information. If you touch the stove and it's hot, it sends a message through your nerves that says, this is hot. This is why I'm hot. So when you get a sensation, not just when you physically touch something, but when you get a feeling, it is a sensation of information that is sending some information and instructions into your consciousness somewhere, somehow. So when we allow ourselves to feel, we allow ourselves to let the sensations come in and give us the information that we need. This is why this is the action step that needs to be taken. We need to feel. Allow yourself to feel. Right? So yes, by touch and by inner feelings. There's two types of feelings. There's a physical feeling that you can touch, and then there's internal feelings that are not feelings to the touch, but they are feelings that flow within you. It is the energy, it is the emotional body, emotions. The sacral is the emotional body, energy in motion. And that energy in motion is information, because energy, light, and information is synonymous. All of it is one and the same. So energy that is moving is information that is moving through your sensations. This is why we have to pay attention to our feelings. So the action step, feel the world, feel everything around you. When something is happening, allow yourself to feel it, not to be mad, not to be biased, not to be under, in your personal biases and personal perspective, but to feel it from a state using your third eye. Be a witness, be observant. Observe that feeling so you can know what to do with that feeling. All right? And then the outcome is, close encounters. It's upside down, but I'm going to give it to you like this. This is the last one. This is our outcome. Your outcome, our outcome is a close encounter. And that's if you do what needs to be done. Right? That's if you allow yourself to feel the world after you get the help from your muse going within. If you do these action steps, you do what needs to be done, then you will have the outcome of a close encounter. Right? And of course, it's upside down because it's not what you think. It is the intimacy. It is the close encounter in the sacral. And this is a sacral chakra card too. Yep. And so this is bringing us into the closeness, the close proximity. When I say intimacy, I mean close, not just intimacy as in a, relationship in that way, but any type of intimacy. It could be spiritual intimacy. It's going to bring you to that connectivity, that intimacy that you are looking for. That is going to be the outcome. But we have to recognize what needs to be done. Right? So that's the 7-card draw. I think Spirit gave it up to us. It served us. So if you want to get to that, brief overview, you want to get to that, then recognize that this is where we're coming from, beyond the ordinary. We're coming from that already, beyond the ordinary, to know that we're in a burst of magic right now. It's happening right now. And be aware of what you're hiding. You're hiding not letting go, something that you need to let go. Get that out of its hidden place. To know that there's an obstacle. The challenge is not having the perfect harmony. To knowing that this is what's going to help you is the muse in you, your creativity that you need to express in you, to the action step of feeling the world and extracting the sensations of information. When you do all of that, your outcome will bring you to the close encounter, the transformation that needs to be had, ultimate transformation. Ashe. And so that's our card. That is our 8888 Lionsgate card pull. There she go. God damn. Oh, okay. Yep. Here I go. Here I go. You right. There I go. God dang. Here I go again. All right. Thank you. You're very welcome. To those who this may have helped, I'm glad to be able to share the card pull with you. Glad you liked it. And as I said, anything that I offer in services is you can get a natal chart reading. You can get a chakra reading. I'll do a chakra reading with you, sit down with you. I do one-on-ones on just crossing the bifurcation bridge into the 5th dimension, as I am a 5D pioneer. So these are things that I offer. These are services that I offer as I'm walking in my soul's purpose and sharing what I can share with you. But you got to do the work. You got to meet me halfway, because I am on a different timeline right now. The old me, that old timeline collapsed. So I'm not over giving. I'm not overly doing anything. People have to meet me where they are. You got to reach out, right? You can you can message me, but the best way to reach me is to email me, because I've been checking the emails more, especially with what is happening with the Galactic Gathering. So email me at akilatextry@gmail.com. AKILAHTEXTRI@gmail.com. And we may do something for the new moon right now. That's something I'm listening to spirit about. And if any of this interests you and you want to join the 144 Ascendants, the community that we have that we're growing and building right now, we're at ground level, let me know. You know, if you want to do a natal chart reading, you can email me and send your natal chart. Send your birthday if you don't have your natal chart, because I'd have to pull it up. And I don't just read you a chart. I actually go over it with you so that you understand, overstand, and understand what your natal chart really is. This is not just, this is your sun sign, this is your moon sign, right? I help you to understand that you are more than your sun sign, and that it goes by what stellium. If you have a stellium in your chart, you're more likely what that stellium is. So if you got like multiple placements in Leo, you're probably more of a Leo than you are your sun sign. Like a lot of people don't know. That's something I always end up telling people, like, and they're like, what? I didn't. And then it helps them to understand why they feel a little different, you know, while they'll say, well, I never, people always say, I'm not really, I don't act like a, whatever your sun sign is. Well, that's because you got a stellium in another sign, in another house. So these are things that we go over so that you can understand more of your cosmic existence. Do you know your north node and your south node? Some of you who have a north node and south node in Leo and Aquarius are going to be working tightly with these frequencies right now. So do you know what that is? Right? Great read. Okay, Heidi, you're welcome. I'm glad it was beneficial. I don't know if Isaiah, is Isaiah still here? Because I know Isaiah was like, read them cards. Yes, like the word amen that affirms prayer. Ashe, ashe. Isaiah, let me know if you're still here. If you were able to get the card reading, because you were the one that was shouting out, yeah, let's get them cards cracking. So if you're still here, let me know. I'm not sure if you are, but it was good having you here. I love the energy that you brought, the energetic reciprocity. Magique, is it Magique Mentality? Am I saying it right? Mentality. Magic. Oh, I'm saying magique, like I'm giving you an accent. Magique. Magic mentality. Thank you for coming through. There's so much more that I'm willing to share with you all. Peace, love, and light in all of those ways. Thank you for the likes, the hearts, the gifts. Thank you for sharing this 8-8 Lions Gate. That is really us walking through the halls of Amenti, and those who signed up for it to really be a part of this detachment. And it was really eye-opening for a lot of us. Boy, is it some stuff. So I advise, I'm open, I'm accessible for those who are willing and able. And I may do a live tomorrow that maybe, I almost did one today that was really, really raw. And it depends on how I feel. It may come out tomorrow because I'm speaking to those entities and energies from that old timeline, and it's going to get real, and a little bit of real ugly, but it's all said in love. And a lot of us with this lion energy, we are here to proclaim our spiritual domain. That means roar. No more purring lions. We are to roar like the roaring lions that we are, and walk into our boldness. Ashe. What time? I don't have set times. I really don't have a set time tomorrow because I'm gonna want to get my rest from this entire week in workshop that I've been in. I'll be lying if I gave you a time. What I can do is maybe do a little mini video to give a heads up, like, hey, I'm going live in a few. Sometimes I do that. I do a little mini video just to kind of let it circulate a little bit and let those know I'm going live. More likely, if I do it, maybe midday, because I want my rest. So maybe midday. I'm going to get a set time. Bear with me for those of you who are, just coming through, or maybe who have been here with me. I'm going to get a set time where I'm just going to be, this is a time that you'll catch me. So you'll know exactly when, right? You feel right. Magic fills me. It's like I don't plan either. Like so I just really go with the flow of spirit. But after this particular new moon, and I've been in these workshops for a minute, so after I get out that window, I'm restructuring, reorganizing, and I'm really going to be focusing a lot on my children and my home life. So I'm going to have to put a, like, this time is when I'm on, this time is when I'm not. Like I got to get a little bit more strict with myself and set some boundaries in how I'm sharing my light in a certain way. So, as I said, it's a new day. It's a new day. Changes are coming. I am not going to be sitting here just giving out my light. I even had somebody come on here and was like, you giving out too much. You know, like they could see that I was just, I give, and I give. So yeah, I got to pull back and reserve some of that energy and let those who really want to know come towards me and do the work that they need to do to meet me in that light. Ashe, you are on the West Coast? No, I'm on the East Coast actually. I am all the way in Florida. I'm on the complete opposite end of the West Coast. I'm so East Coast on the southeastern tip. And I do mean on the tip, South Florida. Ashe. So, thank you for all of you that have been coming through. Gotta be strict with good job. Yep, Juju. I like that. With good job, Juju. I gotta be, because it'll just keep pulling and pulling, and it'll be too much. So, with that said, thank you for those of you who came through. I'm glad we got to do the reading, and we'll see what time I could tap in tomorrow. Tomorrow's a crown chakra day as we're leading into the new moon, and I'll probably talk about that some more tomorrow. So, peace, love, and light. Thank you all. Ashe, ashe.